Okay, hopefully this will be kind to me today. So your first one here is MgS. Okay, so the first step is you're going to name the cation. So step 1, name the cation. So Mg is what? Magnesium. Step 2. So step 1, name the cation. Step 2, look up cation and see if it has multiple multiple oxidation numbers. So magnesium, when we look magnesium up on the periodic table, it's Mg, has a 12, and it has a +2 here. There is only one oxidation number there. Okay. So if it has multiple oxidation numbers, then we're going to do something else. Okay. We're going to leave a spot here to fill that in. Okay. That's going to be step 3. All right. Step 4 then, if it doesn't have multiple oxidation numbers, so if it has multiple oxidation numbers, so you're going to go to step 3, which I'm going to fill it in a minute or two. Oh, please don't start on me today. If it doesn't, then you're going to go to step 4. Does that make sense? Okay, so magnesium doesn't. We're going to go down to step 4. Here you are going to name your anion. If it's a polyatomic, it gets the polyatomic name. If it is an element, change the ending to "ide." So S is not a polyatomic. It is an element, so it's going to become what?
Sulfur.
Well, it is sulfur, but what's it going to become then? What are we going to change the ending to?
Sulfide.
Sulfide. We're going to change the ending to "ide." So this is going to be magnesium sulfide. Okay. Any questions on that guy? All right. The next one then is BaCl2. So I look up Ba on my periodic table. I see that there's one oxidation number. So I'm going to just name my cation, barium. I'm going to look up and see if it has multiple oxidation numbers. It does not, so I'm going to go to step 4 here. Step 4 is I'm going to name my anion. So chlorine is going to become chloride. Remember the element, you're going to change the ending to "ide." Chlorate is a polyatomic ion. All 8s and ites are polyatomic ions. Okay?
No, I was just confused because by polyatomic, I thought you meant both multiple substances within one.
No, polyatomic ions are on the back side of your periodic table. Those things are called polyatomic ions.
There's one here that had only one element.
The peroxide. That's the only one. But it's 2 atoms of it. All right, so that takes care of that one. Next one is silver. There's Ag here. So Ag, and what is the rest of it? Br. This is silver. Silver only has 1 oxidation number. That is a +1. So I'm going to write out my cation, silver. Only 1 cation, so I'm going to skip down and name my anion. What's it going to be called?
Bromide?
Yep, so this is silver bromide. All right, next one is CaF2. So this is calcium.
One question, do you capitalize the first letter of the anion?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I oftentimes find myself doing it, but it's not a, you don't need to capitalize the first letter either, to be honest with you. Unless it's the beginning of a sentence. All right, so what's this guy going to end up being? Calcium? Fluoride. Good. Okay. All right. So that takes care of those. All right, the next one then. We are going to be, I'm going to leave E, F, G, and H for you guys to do, and you're going to come up and check your work. Okay. So we're going to move down to the next section, which is naming ionic compounds with polyatomic ions. So the first one here is NH4, 2S, SO4. 4. All right, so NH4, what is that?
Ammonium.
Ammonium. What is SO4?
Sulfate.
Sulfate. So there's the name for ammonium sulfate. All right, there's the next one. Li is lithium. Lithium only has 1 oxidation number. And what is Cr2O7? Dichromate. Questions? Yes.
Oh yeah, one question. Are you allowed to use hydrogen carbonate as the name hydrogen carbonate as the anion? It seems pretty lengthy.
You just use bicarbonate.
Or do you just use the bicarbonate?
They're synonymous, so write out either one.
Okay.
All right, C, CaOH2. This is calcium what?
Hydroxide.
Hydroxide, good. Okay. And last one we're going to practice on for this is NH4 2SO3. This looks very similar to A. What's the difference between this and the one that you did in A?
The anion.
It'll be sulfide.
Yes, good job. This is ammonium. And then your SO3 here, all you have listed on your sheet is SO4. So what do you do when you need to go and change your oxygen? So SO4 is sulfate. This changed views on me. That stupid computer. SO4 minus 2 is sulfate. But this is SO3. So what am I going to do to get to SO3?
You change the A to ite.
Right.
To get rid of that. You'll get to get rid of one oxygen.
Okay, so you got rid of one oxygen, you got to change it to ite. Make sense? Okay, everybody good with those?
Yes.
All right, I am going to skip down to number 4. And if you are going rogue and trying to do this all on your own, you need to come back to me for this because this is going to be a little different than what we've been doing. Okay? Get your mind kind of cleared, get you ready to rock and roll with number 4. Find copper on your periodic table. It is number 29. Oops. Okay, when you find copper on your paper, so this is CuCl2. Okay, so we're going to find copper. Copper looks like this. It has a +1 and a +2. Okay, so we are going to name out our cation. We're going to look up the cation and see if it has multiple oxidation numbers. It does. So now we need to go in and we need to fill out this step 3. Okay? So step 3, find charge of anion. And I know you're like, but we're looking for the charge of the cation. Start with the anion. Okay? So that's where you want to start. So I'm going to start with the charge of the anion. That for chlorine is a -1. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So when I look at that, this side of my equation, I've got 2 of those. That means that that side has to be a -2. If this is a neutral compound, what does the other side have to be? +2. I only have one of them, so it must be a +2. Okay, so find the charge of the anion, find the charge of the cation, and use Roman numerals in parentheses to indicate charge. And then continue on with step 4. So this is going to be copper 2 chloride. That 2 that you just calculated is going to come over here in a Roman numeral form. See why I needed your attention to this one? It's a little different than the other ones that we've done so far today. All right, let's try the next one. Anybody need more time to write these rules down? Anybody bothering to write the rules down? No. So the next one is Cu2S. So again, we're going to name our anion. We're going to notice that our anion has more than one charge. So we're going to have to use parentheses here, and we got to figure out what goes in there. What is my charge for sulfur? -2. I have one of them. So this side is a -2, which means this side is a +2. I have 2 coppers here, though. So that 2 needs to get divided by 2. So that means each copper is a +1, right? And that's what goes in parentheses. And then we finish out naming this. Is that making sense? You're done with the whole thing? Get on your Chromebook and check your answers. All right, the next one. Next one is Hg2. Oh, there's a typo on that. It shouldn't be like that. C is a bad question. Don't do it. What did I change that to on the answer key? I had to change that.
What is a bad question?
Yeah, can't it just be HG1?
This 5C.
Yeah, it should just, there shouldn't be a 2 there for the Hg. So on your printout for 4C, 4C should be Hg. Cl?
Cl2.
Cl2. Okay, so that 2 that got printed there, get rid of it. Okay. These have to be in their simplest ratios. So that's why I knew immediately when I saw that problem on your paper that it was bad. Okay? Yeah.
4F is also different on the answer key.
Okay. What is 4F?
On the answer key it says cobalt chloride, but on here it's mercury chloride.
Okay. So what is it? On the answer key, F is what? CO?
COCl2.
Okay. There we go. So on the answer key, it was that. My bad. Okay. So 4C is mercury. Mercury has more than one oxidation number, so I've got to figure out what it is. This side is a -1. Your anions are only ever one charge. Okay, so that's why you start with the anion, because it can only be one thing. Does that make sense? And then you work your way around. So this is a -2. This side has to be a +2. There's one of them, so it has to be a +2. And then you finish it out.
There is another problem with the answer key. I don't know if you guys already correct this or not, but 2B, it says that the answer is lithium acetate. Or the answer is lithium dichromate.
Dichromate. We did that one in class, though. So.
I just wanted to double check. Sulfates.
All right, getting a feel for these? Can we do one more?
Oh.
Yeah? Okay. So the next one is V2O5. V2O5. So vanadium has 4 different options. So we got to tell our reader which one that is. Okay? So I always start with my anion because it only has one option. The one option for this anion is a -2. Everybody know where I got that from? The oxygen off the periodic table. So -2 times 5 is a -10, which means this side has to be a +10. I have 2 of them. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So this has to be a +5. Roman numeral 5 is just a V. And this is oxide. ClO, yeah, right?
No, you can finish.
Okay. ClO3 has one option for its oxidation number, and that is how much?
One has an oxide.
ClO3 here. It's my anion.
Chlorate. -1.
It's a -1, yep. So this is a -1. I have 2 of them. Right here's where I got the 2 from. So this side, my anion versus my cation, my anion side is a -2. Which means my cation side must be a +2. I only have 1 of them. So that 1 must be a +2. So this will be 10, 2, and then she already told me that this was chlorate. Good? All right. So take a few minutes, finish up the other side of that chart, and then I'll give you your homework for tonight when you get it done. Okay?
Sorry. Like, is she for doing all here? And then,
Yeah, it should be permanent. So 2F, there's an issue with the answer key. It should be permanganate. I'll go in and fix that up. Yeah, it should be a 3. I can't seem to do anything.
Soup.